You have reached the jury information line for the 22nd Judicial District Court for the Parish of St. Tammany. If you're calling in regards to a subpoena that you received and are requesting to be excused, please follow the instructions on the notice to jurors that you received with your subpoena. If you do not fall into this category and have other questions, please send an email to the email address that's listed on the notice to jurors. It's imperative that you put the date that you were subpoenaed and a daytime telephone number. Your request will be forwarded to the judge's office, and you will receive a response to your request. Again, please follow the instructions on the notice to jurors and send an email to the email address on that notice. Again, please put the date that you were subpoenaed and a daytime telephone number. It will be forwarded to the judge's office, and you will receive a response. Thank you so much for your willingness to serve, and have a good day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, I'm following the instructions on the first form that I received. The letter to serve. I'm juror number 44, ordered to appear as a petite juror on Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at 9 o'clock a.m. I've gotten these notices before, so I've made contact with y'all before, usually over the phone, and we've done the whole come in person and things to try to mitigate me constantly receiving jury summons. I'm on Social Security. I'm not supposed to be receiving these anymore. Again, this was sent to an address that's a previous address that my passport isn't registered to, Selective Service isn't registered to, nothing with Social Security is registered to, Medicaid isn't registered to. I haven't been to in a long time, because I don't see my parents much. Or at all, really. Y'all sent it there. So I don't know if, eliminating this would just be updating my address with y'all, because I updated my voter registration last year so it's been 7, 8, 9 months, or maybe. And my voter precinct is the same voter precinct, 413, I believe. So, maybe that's part of the problem. Is my family bought a property for me to live in. It's really, really close by. Zip code's the same, but the sub-zip code is different from 1777 to 2877. So maybe that's why this continues to occur. I'm not really sure, but I've gotten out of this before because of Social Security by just sending y'all a statement of benefits, to going in person with my birth certificate and things like that, and the judge's decision for fully favorable. I'd really rather not take up more of y'all's time than is physically necessary, since we have done all of that before, and discuss possibilities for preventing this in the future, since I don't want to continue to be selected erroneously, because I can't even physically get to the location. It's going to interrupt and obstruct everybody's lawful due process that they deserve, and it wouldn't be serving on the jury. It would just be an unaccommodatable case that would just not be acceptable to anyone. If I had to do something, I guess y'all would have to figure that out, but you'd have to directly discuss that with me and have to have something super explicit in mind. I don't think I could serve as a juror in general, just at all. It's physically impossible. There's just nothing that really could be done. with that. And when we discussed that before, or at least I have with probably some of the staff under some of the judges. I don't know if the judges have changed because COVID, but I definitely discussed this with y'all in 2019 a couple times, 2018 a few times, 2017 for sure, 2016 and 2015 and 2014. Maybe even gone all the way back to 2013 in high school, but I'm not sure. This kind of been like a process that I've learned about it for many years. But Social Security made it very clear this isn't something I'm supposed to be doing. You can give me a call back or any of your staff, pages, or anything like that at 985.
You are approaching the maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
You can give me a call back at 985-272-8989. That's 985-272-8989. Thank you. Bye. So that was the jury information line. Probably.
You have reached the jury information line for the 22nd Judicial District Court for the Parish of St. Tammany.
It was jury. And it's the same line for each one, probably.
You have reached the jury information line for Washington Parish. If you are calling to be excused from jury duty, this cannot be done over the phone. You must send it in writing. You may email jurypool@stpgov.org, or you can fax it to 985-839-3838. If you have any other questions or concern, please leave a message and we will return your phone call. Please leave your name, spell your name, a telephone number that you can be reached at during the day, and we will return your phone call. Thank you and have a good day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, this is juror number 44 for petite juror for Monday, February 2nd, 2026 at 9 o'clock a.m. at the 22nd Judicial District Court. Y'all's number was under St. Tammany's as well. So I'm calling this one too. I also spoke and left a message with the St. Tammany Parish jury information line. And I don't know if I've spoken to y'all's office before or if I've just gone through St. Tammany's or someone in St. Tammany's with directly after receiving these notices before, but I have been previously excused a bunch of different times, a lot, because of Social Security. Now I'm thinking about it, I have no idea if I have been excused through y'all or through St. Tammany. If at all possible, could y'all coordinate with St. Tammany for for the second 22nd Judicial District Court, even if y'all are like adjacent, because I don't really know how this works procedurally, just in case the records are held with y'all and not with them. I would really appreciate that. This is Jeffrey Thomas Bodin, Bodin, the 44th. Yeah, it says I'm indicated as 44, so I'm assuming I'm supposed to be referencing myself as 44. So I'm 44. And you can't reach me at the address that y'all sent this summons to. That is not my address. It has been updated, like, extensively. So if this hinges on y'all's record keeping or St. Tammany's, if you could direct me to anyone that I could somehow update that to, I would be very appreciative. You can reach me at 985-272-8989. That's 985-272-8989. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Clerk of Court's office. How can I direct your call?
Hi. Do y'all have a specific individual I can talk to? I got selected for jury summons, and I need to speak with, and I've got an excuse from jury summons before multiple times, and I wanted to try to speak with someone right now if possible over the phone.
I can't guarantee I can get you anybody on the line because the numbers that they give you when they mail you for jury duty, they don't normally answer their phone. So I'll try to get you to someone that we can maybe have, with our office that maybe can help you. One moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
Jury, this is Gina. May I help you?
Hi. I was just transferred from, I'm not sure. Wait, which office did you say this was? Just so I can write it down.
It's the St. Tammany Parish Clerk of Court.
Okay, St. Tammany Parish Clerk of Court. I kind of just called a lot of numbers the other day, and I didn't get answers on most because I think I was after hours. Court. Okay, so for, I was summoned for, jury duty, and, I've gotten excused from jury duty before, and, like, multiple times, and I'm trying to, figure out how to potentially just connect with those records, or, update my records so that this stops happening, possibly, because it was sent to, the summons were sent to an old address that I definitely have my, as listed on the summons and things, like why I would be summoned at that address and things like that. I have updated those records months and months ago, years sometimes. There shouldn't be any reason for me to have been summoned as a juror at that address, and that could have caused like a lot of problems. And that's the thing I'm most concerned about, is what was causing that to occur, and then work on why I'm getting summoned again.
Okay.
In the future.
Can we just start with your last name?
Sure. Sorry. I was just, Bodin, Bodin. I'm juror number 44 for the February the 2nd, 2026.
What's your first name?
Jeffrey, Jeffrey. And my middle name is
Okay,
Thomas.
let's see. All right, let's see. First, I'm looking to see if you have any kind of duplicate records here. Okay, so you only have one record. That's a good thing. Okay, so on this record, make sure you don't have any, because that... And you've always been under Jeffrey Bodin. Is that correct?
Might have been my full name, Jeffrey Thomas Bodin, because I've had passports going back to when I was little. I have been in person before as a minor to do odd filing things, to handle things kind of like this. I've been summoned for jury duty as a minor too, and then this stuff kind of happened. So I may have other records if it's like a by date sealed thing that you might need to check. But if that's not applicable, then don't worry about it.
No. Okay, so I'm looking at your one record that you have in our system, and it has nothing on here that says you were pulled for a jury previously. Nothing.
What?
Your record's not at all. Now, if you were pulled for a jury, it could have been federal, not St. Tammany Parish.
Oh, great.
But your record here has nothing. This is the first time we're actually sending you a summons. We had sent you a questionnaire, and it looks like you returned it back in 2020. But you've never been called for jury duty in St. Tammany Parish.
What did I say in the questionnaire?
And we sent it... They sent it to 528 Boshen Drive in Mandeville. And the only way, back in 2020, if you told us that was your address,
It was.
that
was
why we have it.
Then, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not.
So if you change, every year we get a list from the DMV or the Register of Voters. So if you changed your address, it should automatically update, let me see, from those two entities, because we don't just update unless you call and tell us. The address comes directly from the DMV or the Register of Voters. That's the only way we can get an address. So let's see, you just changed it.
I think
you just changed your
address last year on the Register of Voters. October. Sometime.
In October, like yeah. Yeah. And we got the download in July, so that's why we didn't get your new address.
Okay.
Okay, so you're on Parkview. Hold on. You're on Parkview Boulevard now in Mandeville. All right, so I can change your address. That's not a problem. You're scheduled for February 26th. If you have an excuse, if it's a medical, I would suggest that you have to have something from your doctor. Why do you want to be excused? Is it medical?
I have a fully favorable decision from the United States. I don't remember which court, for the judge for Social Security. I'm on Social Security, and I'm not supposed to be doing this kind of a thing. I physically can't serve, and it's okay. For whatever reason, you don't have to explain everything to me. I probably got out of federal jury duty before. I had no idea it wasn't just like one jury duty, but like now that you're mentioning it, that was probably what happened.
Okay, so this is what you have to do for St. Tammany Parish. Since you're saying it's kind of a medical thing, I can't do anything over the phone. First of all, I can't excuse you because I'm not a judge. It has to be a judge. But what my suggestion would be, if you can get something from a doctor or your Social Security, some kind of documentation that says you permanently should be removed from the jury roll. It has to have the word permanent. It can't just be, because usually a medical is only temporary and it excuses you for 2 years and you will get called again. But if this is a permanent situation, whatever documentation you have to send in, make sure it says permanent and ask the judge to remove you from the jury roll so that you will never be called again. And they're usually good about it. If they don't give you any trouble about it, they just want to see the documentation.
Yeah,
So
I could
whatever
have done
you
that
send
back
in,
when I saw the judge in person. They asked questions about that kind of a thing, but I was told if I didn't do something right then and there, I was not going to get anything done in the future, because that's how Social Security bills stuff. It's just not going to happen. They can't build a new case for me to talk to the same judge. I could try to talk to Social Security themselves, but I think that removing me permanently from the juror list, even though I did speak to them, I guess, about it, is probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But that's probably what you're familiar with, is other people having gone and prepared to do that, and I don't know, I other things were a priority. I do have the entire judgment from the judge for the favorable decision by Social Security. Am I just able to send that to the judge, at least for this specific incidence of summons? Because if I send them this is probably going to be enough for them just to write me off, if I'm understanding this whole process correctly. Is there a way for me to just contact them or fax them this directly? Because then it'll just,
yeah,
I'm sure it'll work.
You can, when you got your summons, there was a piece of paper that came with that summons. It has the contact information for the judge's administrative office. It's the 22nd JDC. So you could go to their website, and they have a form that you can fill out online. You can email any documentation if you want to do that. They also have a fax number, and it all goes to the court administrative office. I work for the clerk of court. I just send out the paperwork. So I can't excuse you, and we don't receive any paperwork here. It goes directly to the court. So that's where all the information that's on that paper, the jury pool email address or the fax number, is all for the court. It's all for directly to the admin office. So any kind of documentation, and I'm just telling you, this is what I know that the judges want to see, is documentation. Anything that you can provide that says you cannot serve as a juror, and they'll review it and let you know if you've been excused or permanently removed. So anything that you can send, either through email, I would suggest email if you can, or fax. Put it in regular mail. I can't promise that we'll get it. We do get a lot of jury excuses through the mail, but we can't ever track it. So if you want to, it would be better if you can send it through email or fax, and it goes directly to the judge.
Because there was just a
Is
lot
that
of
something you
numbers
could do?
on the the stuff that I was sent. It was not very clear what numbers were which. Which is the fax?
Okay,
the best fax number you think I could send this to?
Okay, on that paper, about halfway down, there's an email address and a fax number.
Wait, which
so I
one?
can give you the.
It was like
It's a letter size. Letter size piece of paper.
Letter size. Okay. I scanned it. I'm not really sure. So the one that says it's letterheaded 22nd Judicial District Court, State of Louisiana.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So halfway down.
Yes. So by halfway down, you'll see an email address and a fax number right next to it. Do you see that?
95373. That's the fax number.
That's it. Yes, that's
Okay.
the fax number, and
All
it goes directly to that court administrative office. So and they're the only ones that'll see it. Nobody else can go back there. It's just the judge's admin office. So anything you send, it's confidential. Nobody else sees it. So just any kind of paperwork that shows that you can't serve, and make sure you put permanent. Ask to be excused permanently. And they'll bring that to the judge, and the judge is going to review it. Make sure you put a contact number so somebody can call you and let you know if they need further documentation or if that was sufficient. It's usually the judge's secretary that will call you.
All right. Just to be clear, am I supposed to put my name or just like minimal information? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to send my whole contact information through a confidential fax. But, just so I know ahead of time. I'm not sure how this all works, and I don't want to get into
Well, they have to know who's asking, yeah.
Okay, cool.
The bottom portion of your summons has at least your name and the jury date. They have to know that. So make sure you send that too. And you're asking for a medical excuse, so you're going to check off medical at the bottom.
Okay.
So yeah, they do have to know who to call back, and they would like your name at least. But it's on the bottom of your summons.
I'll put my address here as well. Okay. I think that's it then for me. I'll give this number a call back if I have any issues. Thank you.
They have on just below that fax number that you found on that paper. They do have a number for the jury coordinator, but if you call there, a lot of times they only work part-time, so you're going to get an answer machine, and you're going to have to leave a message. They will call you back. I just can't tell you when. I don't know when they work up there. So if you wanted to call, you could, but just be aware that you would have to leave a message.
I think all the other numbers on there. I don't remember when I called this number, but I called like 10 numbers yesterday. Any of the ones that kind of linked from the specific like jury service page that was separate from like the St. Tammany Parish Covington thing with all the pictures and stuff. And then I kind of just went down like a list, and y'all's were the first one to direct me somewhere else and have me speak to a person instead of an answering machine so far. But I'm pretty sure I informed them at least that part-time worker ahead of time somewhat, so hopefully they'll be aware.
Okay, but if you send a fax to them, they're going to get it. They will take the papers off the fax machine. They do work up there. They're part-time. It depends on if they have a jury, so they're not always in that office. But they will get your paperwork.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I hope everything works out for you.
I do too. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.